welcome back to another episode of Dawn of Discussion. This is a different one. We haven't done one of these ever, really. For those who've watched stuff like Fuckface or Regulation Podcast, you'll know what a draft is in a way that they do it. Is basically they'll have a certain subject, and then they'll pick things that kind of go with that subject. I'm not going to give you any examples. It's better to just kind of find it out for yourself because I don't think I can properly explain it very well. But we've decided to adapt that to do something similar, but we use it for a WWE PLE. So basically we'll decide who goes first, and then each per turn we're going to pick elements, including the host, the commentators, and the matches to basically make up our own night of a single, two-night PLE, basically.
Yeah. The theme idea for this one was SummerSlam, basically.
Yes, it was. And it's going to be in snake draft order, which means that one of us goes first, then the second one gets 2 picks, then the next one gets 2 picks, until everyone has a same amount of picks.
And the way we do the picks for the commentators and the host will be different from, we'll do that as a separate thing.
Yes.
And then we'll do it again, as if fresh from the matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open a note in a new window here. So the question is,
Who's going first?
who's going first?
I have a dice here.
Okay, that could work.
So it's a D8. We can make it odds could be me, evens could be you.
Okay, I'm down with that.
It's a 7. It's odds, which is me.
Okay, so you get the first.
I get the first pick.
Yeah.
So starting...
I suggest that we still snake the
commentator. Yeah. So
but then up until
we pick one I pick one commentator. He picks 2, and we're doing a commentary team of 3 people, and then obviously it would end.
And then one host.
And one host at the end.
Okay.
So that means we're doing 4 picks in general. So I start, and I guess then technically, you finish? No, I finish. I'm the last one.
Yes.
Yeah.
You start and finish, and then we roll again.
Yeah. All right. My first pick for commentary, John Cena.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You want to elaborate on that?
So, because he's great on the mic, he's really entertaining, and I thought, given he's not wrestling anymore, and SummerSlam's a big event, it'd be kind of cool, the way he could participate, because it seems like he's going to keep participating in events like he did at... Obviously, he was the host of WrestleMania, and he was at Backlash just to sort of announce stuff. I'm like, I don't want him just to come out and announce something. I want him to actually feel like he's still part of the show in a more toned down fashion, but still have a great energy to it. And he's great on the mic, so I'm like, he'd be great on commentary.
Yeah, that works.
He'd add a really fun entertainment aspect to it.
Interesting.
But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well then, it's my first pick, and for my first pick, I've decided... I mean, to be fair, all of my picks are outside of the realm of WWE.
Interesting.
Just because I thought it'd be... I mean, they're going to have some form of a script anyway, so to me it's less about the knowledge of the thing and more about shaping the event to be something special. And I think my first pick really embraces that. He is very well known for his voice and especially his mannerisms in speaking. He has done... not necessarily commentary before, but he's been a TV show host for several years alongside 2 of his peers. And I think that maybe wrestling is a little bit outside of his zone, but he definitely could be very good for this. I am talking about none other than Jeremy Clarkson.
Okay, I see what you're
Jeremy
going.
Clarkson,
I see the theme.
Jeremy Clarkson is my first pick.
I wonder who your next 2 will be.
So funny enough, I wasn't gonna go that route,
but
because the other 2 are they're good.
Yeah.
But they have their
So I've got a question. I'm guessing Jeremy Clarkson will be the heel commentator.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you have a heel commentator, you need to have someone that everyone loves, everyone can appreciate as a
actually
face.
Not one of the 2 of them. Yeah.
No. Okay. Someone who's maybe a little bit more local, because I think it's in the US. So I think someone a little bit more local, someone a little bit more kind of ingrained in things, and someone who can balance out sort of his sort of type of commentary. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking...
Which is ranting, let's be honest.
Yes. So I'm thinking it needs to be someone who can elevate him, appreciate him, and make sure that when he's laughing, you're laughing. So, bring in Seth Rogen.
Okay. This is a very interesting team you're building.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So that's your first two.
That's my first two.
All right. Now it comes back to me for my two. Sorry, it's a great duo. So my next two to finish up the commentary team, I'm keeping it within WWE.
Okay.
And so I had John Cena as like my guest commentator, and the other two are already commentary, or one of them not currently actually on the WWE one, but I like him a lot.
Okay.
JBL,
Ooh.
who will be my heel, and Michael Cole, who will be my face, and John Cena is purely there to like realistically make people laugh and make them break character.
Gotcha.
Because he's just there for the lulz.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I like JBL. I think him as a heel commentator is just perfect.
Oh, he's so good.
He's such a good heel. And Michael's just a really good, like, common sense voice of reason guy. And, like, whenever, like, with the what if, I'm not confirming any matchups here, but, like, if I had both El Grande Americanos, which I don't think will happen now, because I think SummerSlam is after. Yeah, it's way
it's after not
the mass versus mass match. But, like, Michael would be like that's clearly just, Ludwig Kaiser and Chad Gable, and John Cena would be like, no, they're not. He'd be fully in on, like, in character.
They look very different.
They're different people, Michael. Come on.
Yeah. For one, that one is way taller than Chad Gable, and that one is way shorter than...
John Cena would mix them up
Yeah.
just for the hell of it. And last I checked, doesn't, like, Ludwig Kaiser have, like, a Austrian accent? So why is he speaking, like, in a very American accent here?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. And why is Chad Gable speaking like an Austrian?
Yeah.
And actually being able to speak Spanish.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird. But yeah, that would be my
I like that. Okay, well, I have another double pick.
Yeah, you've got the host and the last commentator.
Yeah, so for my next commentator, I did think to myself, right, you got Jeremy Clarkson, who's very salt.
Yeah.
And Seth Rogen, who's very sweet. So with all of that going on, you need a little bit of sour to go with it, right?
Okay.
And I've decided to go with someone who also has a very distinctive voice, but understands all of these, like, differences in flavor. Someone who knows how to dish it out on a silver plate. So... I am talking...
Wait, have you gone with Gordon Ramsay?
I have gone with Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay is my third commentator.
There'll be a lot of bleeping, I feel.
Oh, yeah.
For both him and Clarkson, oddly enough.
I am hoping for a situation in which someone says that people are cooking, for Gordon Ramsay to go, they're not cooking anything.
And then just best part, you'll have just, like, there'd be a match, like, where maybe... the Vision's coming down, but Jeremy Clarkson's actually against them and going, like, well, the Vision, they're ambitious, but rubbish.
Yeah.
And then you have Seth Rogen going,
So this is my commentary team, and then I also get to pick the host now.
Yeah.
And this one I had to think about a lot, but at some point I got to an answer, and then I only had one name. So I'm very fortunate to be in this situation because there is no substitute for this guy.
Okay.
I thought to myself that the host absolutely needs to be someone from the outside, but who can kind of nail the appeal of the show, of the brand. Someone that is very liked outside and can bring a lot of people in.
Interesting.
Someone who's not particularly controversial, which is really difficult to get to.
Difficult, which is why you've gone with Andrew Tate.
Yeah, exactly. No, I've gone with someone who is not only not controversial, but I would say pretty beloved by people, right?
Okay.
I would almost go as far as to say he's Ireland's American sweetheart. It's Conan O'Brien.
Okay, yeah.
Not just because I think he's a funny guy and I think he would be a funny fit into this thing. I genuinely think he would be a very good fit as a host for something like this.
Yeah.
Especially because then you'd start with like an opening monologue where everything is funny, where he's like trying to like fight a bunch of people and then manages to.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think he would do a great job at this.
Yeah.
So that's my pick is Conan O'Brien.
So for my last pick, I went somewhat different. I went with someone from within WWE, but also sports in
Okay.
general. So he's been in WWE and in sports. And here's the thing, I thought about because it's SummerSlam. And I thought, where is SummerSlam? Oh, that's right. It's in Minnesota.
Right.
So I've gone with the Beast, Brock Lesnar.
Oh my god.
Because I'm like, he better officially retire
What a pick.
after Clash in Paris. Because I didn't, not Clash in Italy. Because I had him picked before I knew he came back. I was very salty about it afterwards.
Well, to be fair, he never came back.
Yeah, sorry.
That's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, that's good. So yeah, I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, but I thought Brock Lesnar as the host kind of fits for me
Interesting.
at the moment.
I never really considered that. That's a
Yeah.
really interesting one.
Yeah. And yeah, I think I've got ideas in mind, but I won't go into it in too much depth yet.
That's fair enough. Okay, well, I think we've come to the portion where we go matches.
Yeah.
Just before we roll, want to explain a little bit extra. We each get 6 matches. One of them can be, but doesn't have to be, a sort of segment.
Yep.
So, like, you know how, like, with WrestleMania, there was the segment with John Cena interacting with...
Bianca Belair and then Danhausen as well.
Yeah.
So he had quite a few moments.
Exactly. For these as well, there's certain limitations. We've now picked our commentary team and our hosts. We cannot pick anyone from either list to appear in any of these matches.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough. I don't think any of them could really appear in anyone's matches
There
except
might
for
be,
maybe
but-
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, there might be a few, but
Yeah.
not drastically.
But with the segment, it's different because the host of your show can appear in the segment
Yeah.
because they're kind of part of it.
Yeah.
We are also not allowed to pick anyone from each other's matches, and we have to pick at least one celebrity appearance, either if it's accompanying to the ring, present in the arena, or actually in the match.
Yeah.
I think that's all the rules. I don't think there's
Yeah.
any other rules. If there are more, we'll talk at them as we go. But rest assured, we have thought of these rules. Oh, yes, there is a rule. We each get 2 stipulation matches.
Yep. And on top of that, you can have like 4, but they're part of it, like
Yeah.
multi matches, so like triple threats, fatal 4-ways, but they can count. But stipulation matches count towards that because they're no count out, no disqualification.
Yes.
So we get 4 multi people matches, but if we use stipulation matches, that detracts from the number of multi man matches you
Yeah.
can have.
Also, there isn't really a rule towards how many title matches you have,
Yeah.
but it should be reasonable.
Yeah.
And also, if a title is picked by one person,
Yeah.
the other person can't pick that title anymore.
Exactly.
Also, if one person picks a title that is equivalent to another one on another brand, then
You can only have that one. So
you can only have that one, but the other person can still have
let's
the one.
say I pick the World Heavyweight Championship match for one of them, I can't have the Undisputed Championship match
Yeah,
later.
but I still can.
Yeah, but he still can.
And also, this only counts between Raw and SmackDown, I think, when it comes to AAA. And,
AAA and TNA,
and-
yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah. All right, I think
all
that's it.
So, once again, I'll roll. Odds myself, evens you. 3.
So you start.
I start.
Interesting.
Alright, so for my opening match, I've got a few options here. And I'm going to settle on... I need to think for a second. Okay. Okay, I've got it.
Okay.
I'm going to have the WWE Women's World Championship
Damn.
opener. And it will be a triple threat between Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez.
You fucking stole my idea.
Yes! Also, we will do a bit at the end where we will mention any other ideas we had just in case. But
I genuinely wrote this one down and I was like, maybe not. No, actually, no, it's still in my list. Okay, well.
the thing is, I think everyone kind of figures this match is going to happen at some point. Like, that's
Yeah.
the thing. So I'll go. Well, I think we can do like a brief breakdown of how we think the match
Yeah,
would go.
I
in
don't
the
I don't think
build-up.
it matters who wins, but you can
Yeah,
fluff it up.
so
You
essentially
can
the
stylize it.
idea is, because let's be honest, there has been a lot of dissent in the Judgment Day, and it feels like the Judgment Day is heading towards a final full breakup. Like, it feels like it's getting really close to it, or they're heading to a massive reshape, which means lots of members are going to be exiting. It won't just be Finn Balor. And I think the women's side of it is going to be the one. And I think it would have started, the rivalry will start with Roxanne and Liv Morgan at first, but slowly descend into Raquel also kind of turning on Liv when she thinks she's the one who should lead the Judgment Day and hold onto the title because she did it for so long. And then it would end at SummerSlam with... So I guess technically I'm handling night one, I guess I'm picking first?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
You're the night one.
And yeah, so that's what it would be for me, where I'm like, that's the main title match I would have to open up things up. And like, I feel like it would be a great opener. Like, you have triple threat, all three women are very good, they're very popular, very over,
Yeah.
big stakes as well. Winner, yeah, it doesn't really matter for this one. I think any of the three would be logical. I want to slap the title on Raquel because I think she's earned it by this point, but that's the only one where I'm like, maybe. But other than that, I'm not fussed about who would win. I just think it'd be really good. And you could have something where, obviously, you know, the three guys, or well, I guess now two guys in the Judgment Day, but the third former one come in. They're all like picking women to side with. So Dom is siding with Liv, JD is siding with Raquel, and Finn comes out to help Roxanne. So,
Gotcha, yeah.
But whether or not I'm not tied to that being needed to happen, I think it could just be the match, and that would be it as well.
Makes sense.
But yeah. Now.
It's my turn for two. I'm going to regret this one potentially not being my main event, but I think as an opener it works really strongly as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 6-man tag team match.
Okay.
There's been a bit of trouble brewing, right, on the brands. Big old family matter that
Motherfucker.
is kind of going into a certain direction. And, you know, only one of them can establish itself as the original bloodline, really.
Yep.
So, I'm pitching a 6-man tag team versus of the MFTs,
Yep.
Solo Sikoa, Tamatonga, Talatonga, versus the bloodline, Roman Reigns and the Usos.
My only question is Roman Reigns still world champion for you?
So... that part doesn't really matter. This is like a gift to both of us, really.
Yeah.
So one of the things that also needs to be explained at this point, or it didn't need to be explained, but here we are. But I think it's worth doing so anyway.
Yeah.
SummerSlam is in August. That's a couple of months away. So technically, anyone who has the title right now might not retain it until then.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan probably would, because she's not really a defending champion.
Yeah.
But it's entirely possible. In this case, because it doesn't matter whether Roman has the title or not for this match, I'm happy to say...
he dropped it at some point.
Even if he could have it, he doesn't have it, but because of the irrelevance to it, we can say that if there's no men's world heavyweight championship in this whole thing, there probably will be. He still has it, but at any point, if that's picked, he no longer has it.
Yeah.
But
if for the moment, if the world title doesn't appear, he would still be world champion potentially.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
That's my opener match.
Yeah.
Right.
Big
old bloodline battle. My second match is a title match.
All right.
And it is for the Intercontinental title.
Okay. Yep.
I have a feeling that through certain events that occur, Penta might no longer hold on to the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
And it will go to someone who knows how to put a little more shine on it. Someone with a little bit more ego. Ethan Page will have it. But it's worth mentioning that as far as egos go...
I think you and I might have had the same idea here.
He's not the biggest ego in this brand.
Interesting, you and I don't have the same idea.
There is someone else who very much deserves a push because he's been working hard at it and people have been appreciating him towards it, and he's gonna take that title off of him and everyone's gonna cheer and they're gonna be saying, "Hey, Knight."
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So like, okay, that's fair.
Ethan
Okay.
Page versus LA Knight for the Intercontinental Championship.
And Ethan Page is walking in as champion.
Yes.
But LA Knight is walking out
Yes.
as champion. Okay. I like that.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought of the endings per se, but you know, I'd like to see the matches occur.
Yeah.
That is my first 2 picks. You now have
2
more.
So, my second match, and this is probably my actual favorite, and I think it's going to be the one that's the most entertaining to watch. Maybe not in terms of like the quality of the match, but it's just so much fun. It'll be a fatal 4-way mixed tag match for the AAA mixed tag team titles.
Fatal 4-way tag team?
One team from AAA, which is obviously the champions, Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice, versus one team from NXT, versus that will be Tatum Paxley and Shiloh Hill. I know you don't watch it.
Yeah, let me write these down. So
yeah,
and Lola Vice versus Tatum Paxley
and Shiloh Hill.
And and Shiloh Hill.
So their Team Raw is represented by Otis and Maxime Dupree.
Okay.
Because I also think Otis hasn't been doing enough, and I like Otis a lot, and I like Maxime a lot. I think they're very entertaining. But this is the team that will be walking out as champion, because it will be The Miz.
Oh my god, shit.
And coming out of retirement, his wife, Maurice. And their Team SmackDown.
My god.
I'm guessing you had The Miz.
I may have done. Which title was this for again?
The AAA Mixed Tag Team Championship.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Because they've recently had the AAA title be defended on Raw, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So potentially there's chances for bigger titles or other titles to be represented at bigger matches or bigger events, and I was like, this is one. And I think like it just is not like a mixed tag match would just be a lot of fun. And I think, you know, you've got Mr. Iguana, The Miz, like you've got so many fun people in there that will just have so much fun with this.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah. So, into my next one. It's a segment. It'll be Brock Lesnar as the host. He comes out, starts talking, and then coming out to tell him how toxic he is.
All my picks are going away!
Is Kit Wilson, who then gets F5'd multiple times. And then Brock Lesnar just reads out some poetry.
I'm going to have to do some last minute adjustments because I may have had some involvement with Kit Wilson and the celebrity pick. Okay, yeah, no, this is okay, fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, it sounds like a great segment, man.
All right.
Okay, so I get
the next two.
Okay. So I couldn't help but notice that I haven't inserted any women into this yet.
Okay.
And I do think that there needs to be, you know, a little bit of representation here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a match, just a straight match, between Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green.
Interesting. I'm guessing for the US title or just a normal match?
Well, I was thinking that, but I don't know.
You don't know?
Actually, no, it is for the title. Sorry, because she is the. I forgot
she is
about
the current
that.
US Women's Champion. Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. And you know, all of that could have been avoided, if not for Tiffany Stratton just refusing to become a SLA agent. And you know, here we just end up being them. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Now. Yes. Well, you want to say something?
No, I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
Now, for my fourth match, I also have this contractual obligation by TKO to have a match where a celebrity appears.
Yep.
Now, this celebrity is having to face a guy at the very least as dangerous as himself, as big as himself, as someone who is very adept at taking down legends, because he might not actually be a legend quite yet, but I think he very much has the potential to get there.
Okay.
And also has a lot of star power. So starting with the person that he got into conflict with is someone who likes to take down people that he thinks are a little bit too mighty, likes to take them down a peg. I'm talking about Gunther.
Yeah.
Gunther needs a worthy adversary.
A worthy adversary, yeah, worthy opponent.
And this opponent is someone who's not going to relinquish his career, because his career is going really well, and a simple motorcycle incident will not stray away from that. I'm talking about everyone's favorite reacher, Alan Ritchson. Alan Ritchson should do a celebrity segment.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
And I am looking very much forward to the bit where Gunther is going to try to do the sleeper hold on him.
Yep.
And like try to wring his neck out as much as he can, and he just stands up like it's nothing and just throws him over and beats him up.
Nice. I like that.
And that is my celebrity segment. Well, celebrity match rather. He is part of the match, very much so. You have 2 back-to-back picks, match 4 and 5.
Yep. So starting off, another women's match.
Yeah.
And returning, because we did discuss this, they don't have to be on the current roster, they could return.
They could return.
Coming back to finally settle how she was treated.
Ooh.
Challenging her mentor to a steel cage match. Asuka versus Kairi Sane.
Okay.
And then, moving in, I've got one men's championship, one more, which will be the men's United States Championship match. And it'll be Trick Williams, accompanied by my celebrity, Little Yachty.
Fair enough.
Versus, and you'll love this, because I think he deserves a title shot. No, nay. The world owes him one. Because at the end of the day, he needs those human monies.
Oh my god.
He'll be facing Danhausen in a title match for the men's US Championship. And he'll be accompanied, as Trick is accompanied by Little Yachty, of course by his Minihausen.
Yeah. This is ruining a couple of things for me, I'm not gonna lie.
And I didn't think of this initially, but I'm going to throw it in there just because I think it's really funny. He'll be accompanied by one. He's had his Minihausens. He now needs a big Hausen, a giant Hausen to sort of come to the ring and just sort of help him. And while this person was a wrestler, I guess now they're technically a celebrity. But you could just...
No.
It's not who you think. Returning just for this brief moment, Dave Bautista.
Weirdly, you know what? Weirdly, it was who I thought.
But Batista returning as Batistahausen. Animalhausen. The Animalhausen. But there
In brackets,
you go.
Animalhausen.
I just think that'd be so funny.
Alright, well...
I've got 2 comedy matches I'm going to...
Yeah, I'm going to...
Yeah.
I'm kind of coming up to my segment here. And, Conan is someone who interacts very well with people in general, especially the more ridiculous people. Maybe Danhausen is a little bit too ridiculous for him. This is making things so difficult for me. You know what? No, I'm gonna ditch this idea. There is no segment. Segment scrapped. It's gonna be another match. Instead of a segment, I'm gonna have a match that I think would wow quite a few people because of the outlandishness of what it is. On the one hand, you have a guy who is still pretty much undefeated since he started appearing, right? The ruler, Obafemi. But the thing is, you can't just have him against anyone. You need him against someone who's a bit of a warrior himself. Perhaps a Celtic warrior.
Interesting. Okay. I do like that. Yeah.
But it can't just be a match of Obafemi versus Sheamus. That's not enough.
Oh.
It's too... You gotta let them shine, and you gotta put Oba to the real test. It's not enough to just throw people around the ring. It's about duress. It's about how you do on the streets. It is a street fight. Obafemi versus Sheamus.
Okay. I like that.
And then we get to
Your main event.
my main event. And you'd think that picking a main event is easy. It's not necessarily, but I think I've cooked up something interesting enough.
Yeah. Sorry if you all hear the fucking person
Yeah, we're trying
vacuuming.
to ignore it.
That's getting annoying.
It's difficult because I've wanted to feature so many people in this, but there's only so much space that you can have. And still, I think it's not WWE without the Women's Championship being defended
Interesting. Okay.
as a main event.
I like this,
And
though.
to be fair, it is WWE without the Women's Championship being defended as a main event, but I think it deserves a main event.
Yeah.
Because it's
They've
building
done
up to
it
that, and
before, but
I think these women work really hard, and they deserve to be highlighted
Agreed.
in the greatest way possible. And I think one of the people who absolutely has that level of pull is the current women's champion, Rhea Ripley. And I think there's been a bit of beef that's been brewing between her and, the new member of SmackDown, JC Jane from Fatal Attraction.
Okay. Interesting.
And I think having her go for the title, maybe not winning the title, is a great way of establishing dominance.
Yeah, of how much they're putting emphasis on.
But wait,
Oh.
there is someone else who's very celebrated in the realm of WWE who also deserves a title shot, who's been working hard at it, who's been working her ass off, appearing in everything, and people love to chant for her. I'm talking about a women's championship of a triple threat variety. Rhea Ripley versus JC Jane versus Bayley.
I like that. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting.
And that is my main event.
Okay. So I've got, as it turns out, a bit of freedom here for my main event in the World Championship picture.
Yes.
So I can go for either men's world titles here,
Yes, you can.
potentially. Now, admittedly, my plans for the World Heavyweight Championship have now got to be scrapped because both the people I would have wanted are now been taken. And my backup plans when the first one was gone was, okay, I could still use... Oh, no, can't use them. But now... Alright, I've got it. So, for the WWE Undisputed Championship, defending his title, Cody Rhodes, will be going up against two dear friends of his.
Oh my god, the
One.
triple threat as well.
One who has left WWE, but not far, as he went to TNA.
Ooh.
But when he came back, someone else entered the picture. Cody is now forced into his most challenging defense yet,
No way.
where he's got to defend his title against the voice of the voiceless CM Punk,
Oh my god.
and now, formerly was Dolph Ziggler, but now is Nick Nemeth on TNA, who is returning because he believes he is owed a shot at the title he should have won and had
That's
earned.
crazy. That is crazy.
There we go.
That completes our card.
Yeah.
I was just thinking as well, it would be so cool if we can actually run these as a simulation at some point,
Yeah.
except for the picks. But I think it's time to read out both shows,
Yeah.
and then kind of wrap it up and move towards honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Guy's show is
one.
hosted by Brock Lesnar and commentated by John Cena, JBL, and Michael Cole. And it starts with the Women's World Championship of Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez in triple threat. Then followed by the AAA Mixed Championship of Mr. Iguana and Lullavies versus Tatum Paxley and Shiloh Hill versus Otis the Maxine Dupree versus The Miz and Maurice. Then, the third match is a segment where Brock Lesnar gets called out by Kit Wilson for being toxic and squashes him. Followed by a steel cage match between Kairi Sane and Asuka. And then another match, Trick Williams, accompanied by Yachty, versus Danhausen, accompanied by the Mini-Hausens and Animalhausen, Dave Batista-Hausen for the US Championship. And finishes with Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk versus Nick Nemeth for the undisputed WWE Championship. Then, hosted by Conan O'Brien, with commentary by Jeremy Clarkson, Seth Rogen, and Gordon Ramsay, with match 1 being a 6-man tag team match of the MFTs versus the Bloodline, followed by LA Knight versus Ethan Page for the Intercontinental Championship, Tiffany Stratton versus Chelsea Green for the US Championship, Gunther versus Alan Ritchson, Obafemi versus Sheamus in his street fight, and Rhea Ripley versus JC Jane versus Bayley for the Women's Championship. How do you feel about your picks?
I'm very satisfied with my picks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you should be. I think
Yeah.
they're very strong picks.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with mine as well.
I think you've got some real doozies.
I think we've nailed, like,
I think both main
pretty
events
good, yeah.
are really good. Because I think it's just that thing where there's more, weirdly, with that main event, especially with Cody, Punk, and
Yeah.
Nick, who all kind of roughly came up around the same time together. There's a lot of story there between the three of them.
there is, yeah.
There's
yeah.
a lot of story about the guy who was the voice of the voiceless and got his chance as world champion. Cody, who had to leave and come back, make his own company, and has now been champion. And Dolph, who, while was world champion, was never really given the credit he deserves. And
Yeah.
I think there's so much
There is a
energy
lot
there.
going there. Do you have any honorable mentions?
I've got several.
Okay.
I'll spit through them quickly.
Yes.
So my options for the women's championship match, opening matches were, the other one was a women's tag team championship match between the Bella Twins versus AJ Lee and Paige.
Ooh, interesting.
The other one was the WWE Women's Championship match where Rhea Ripley had issued an open challenge because she had beaten everyone she needed to on the main roster, so there was no one left. Answered by a mystery opponent being Ronda Rousey.
Oh my god, no. Jesus Christ, no.
My mixed tag match, that was always, like, if that had not happened, I would have been so upset because I want Mr. Iguana and The Miz to be in the ring together. Other than the segment, I had a potential Obafemi open challenge to which Omos would have answered.
Yep.
Or the World Tag Team Championship match in a triple threat between Logan Paul, Austin Theory being the Vision versus LA Knight and Joe Hendry and the Usos.
Yeah,
Because why not?
I had something weirdly similar.
Yeah. And then Kairi Sane and Asuka, I had alternatives where it was Becky Lynch versus Io Sky versus Sol Ruka for the Intercontinental Women's Championship match.
Yeah.
Or I had Tiffany Stratton with Chelsea Green accompanying her against Blake Monroe, who was going to debut very soon. For my alternative for the men's, I weirdly, same thought process, Ethan Page is Intercontinental Champion, but he was going to be facing Javon Evans.
Interesting.
Yeah. My other one, though, and this is the one I wanted initially until you took the MFTs, which was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Tama Tonga, and if Shinsuke wins, Tama has to leave the MFTs.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Options, and I think actually I nailed it in the end. I'm happy that I had to change my main event, because the main event options were Roman Reigns versus Obafemi, which would have been obvious, or Braun Breaker, all three of them, potentially. But my original plan for my main event was Team TKO versus Team WWE. Team TKO would have had Roman Reigns, the Usos, and The Rock versus
Oh my god.
CM Punk, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens returning, and setting aside the differences with Punk, Seth Rollins.
Wow.
But obviously plans had to change when Roman Reigns was taken and Obafemi was taken, because then my alternative would have been Obafemi versus Braun Breaker for a vacant world title. But I was like, no, I think... I probably still could have done something like that with Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins, but I'm like...
Probably.
I think this undisputed match would just be so... You've got 3 of the best wrestlers ever in that ring together, who are all veterans and know how to...
Yeah, exactly. I think it's really strong.
Yeah.
I personally had some honorable mentions for, like, not for host, because like I said, I kind of ditched
have anything other.
I ditched any idea that I had for host after Conan O'Brien. I just got very like excited about that prospect, and I was like, "There's no way you pick him," so that's fine. For commentators, I did have honorable mentions because
I did as well, but you go.
I did write them down as like they could have worked, but basically, I wrote down Jeff Ramsey from Rooster Teeth. But then, as soon as I wrote him down, that's when my mind went Gordon Ramsay, and I was like, actually, that's way better.
More celebrity appeal, yeah.
The other commentator that I had listed as well, which I was very hesitant about putting in, was myself. Because I was like, that's technically not entirely off the table.
That's not off the table, no.
Yeah, it just, I felt like if I can get more star power in there, I think it would be better.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think putting Gordon Ramsay in instead of myself was a pretty good choice.
Yeah.
For title matches, I did have a triple threat ladder tag match.
Okay, for tag titles.
Yeah, but then I didn't really write down who the tag teams would be, and then I kind of forgot about it. And
that's
then
fair.
I kind of left for what it is.
Yeah.
I also thought about maybe doing an undisputed match between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, or Cody Rhodes and Matt Cardona. But then I kind of felt like I couldn't really
included Matt Cardona. Made it feel
basically, I couldn't really slot it in, and then I from the get knew that I wanted the main event to be women focused.
Yeah,
just because I just wanted to do something different.
I did think about that as well, but yeah.
I also had Kit Wilson and The Miz versus LA Knight and Joe Hendry. In retrospect, that would have not worked at all, because why is LA Knight in that mix? Like, how would he even come into contact with them?
Yeah. Joe Hendry and Danhausen, that would have been funny.
Yeah.
That would have been a great...
I think I did write CM Punk versus Randy Orton in a Hell in a Cell, but I didn't feel strongly about it because I felt like that's a bit unsubstantiated.
Yeah.
And then for the segment, I did write down that it would be Conan interacting with either Danhausen or R-Truth, and then I dropped it because... Basically, with the other matches that I wanted to do, I was like, is this better than the segment, or should I just keep the segment? I don't know why, but I had a feeling that maybe Alan Ritchson might get picked. So I did have Michael J. White from Black Dynamite as a substitute.
I was not going that direction at all.
Okay. No, I think I told you up front as well, like, if I'm going to have a celebrity in there, he's going to do a match.
Yeah.
Has to happen.
That's fair.
So those are my honorable mentions.
My only last thing with my other commentator team was Pat McAfee, Joe Tessitore, and Corey Graves. I was very much
like fair, yeah. No, you were
that,
going
that would have
WWE.
been if I got the TKO one, but I was like, but if I don't end up with TKO, and even then I could have JBL be Team TKO.
Yeah,
so.
to be fair, JBL's a strong pick as
well. Yeah. One commentary team, actually, now that I think about it, just as a random one, because now you've said it, you made me think of it. It would be really funny. You've got Jeff Ramsey, Gavin Freeham, and Michael.
That would be really
that fun, would have been just because you would have just had Michael screaming at Gavin. Gavin be like, who's this? Who do you mean? It's him! Just Jeff laughing in the background.
And then it's just not about the match anymore.
No, it's not.
Which, to be fair, I did notice a couple of times during the show as well that, like, the commentary team is so strong when it comes to, like, creating other things on, like, especially, like, there's this air to Michael Cole during the break bits in Raw when, like, the match is still ongoing, but it's not being broadcast. And then Corey just says the most outlandish shit. And Michael Cole just has, like, the biggest, like, big brother energy where he's like, yeah. And he just, like, under his breath just kind of mutters something. That's the sort of vibe that I wanted to capture for this bigger thing. But again, I kind of approached it as well with the idea of, like, well, if you're not really into wrestling, like, at least you have something else to enjoy.
Yeah.
While still putting down some really strong fights.
Clarkson will just go on tangents.
Yeah.
He'll start talking about cars.
Man. I can imagine the Opa Femi versus Sheamus match where he's like, whoever's gonna win is going to be the one with the most power. And if you don't have enough power...
Look at the speed and power!
The only solution is more power. And I think Seth Rogen would just enjoy everything.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, this is great." He's
Yeah.
just happy to be there.
Oh, he would be high for the entire thing.
I
Though,
would
just
have
to be
also,
clear.
yeah. My other alternative, because when we mentioned like it'd be celebrities, but we could have them in character, but obviously they wouldn't be the actual characters.
Yes.
I did think about the idea of Anthony Starr's Homelander.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And Carl Urban is his butcher. And like for the main event when Cody comes out and he's going, now that is a real hero. He's a fucking cunt like you.
That'd be so good. It
Billy,
should be said, by the
don't
way,
swear.
today is the 22nd of May, so I don't know when this episode is actually going to go out. I think it's going to go out pretty late, actually, because
We've got
I think,
a lot still.
yeah,
coming
I
in.
think the next 2 episodes are pretty much determined. So by the time that this goes out, like this is way after Saturday Main Event and Cause in Italy,
Yeah.
and even like Noche de los Grandes. Like by now, like by
A
the
lot
time
of
that this
stuff
goes
will have
on,
changed.
like one of the Americanos will be unmasked.
Yeah.
Which
Unless
will
some
be interesting to
bullshittery
see.
happens, which you never know could happen. But
You never know, yeah. To be fair, AAA is a little bit more strict with keeping to the
Keep
things
it-
happening. There's less shithousery happening during the matches,
Yeah.
but more around the matches.
Yeah.
So,
that's
which
fair.
is something I appreciate about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there will be a lot of things that are known by now, by the time that this goes out, that we just don't have any knowledge of based
Yeah.
on when it was filmed.
And who knows? Maybe in hindsight, some stuff will work out. Maybe Kari Sane will return. You never know.
Maybe.
Unlikely, but
I mean, what I was really annoyed by is I did think of I did think of potentially swapping out Bailey with Asuka because I saw a video this morning, again, 22nd of May, where Asuka made a video, well, Kana, I guess, made a video on her
channel.
on her YouTube channel, and she was basically explaining like her circumstances around like her departure and everything, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not retired. Like, I'm just gonna take some time for myself."
Yeah.
And then before you know it, I'll be back. It just personal stuff came up, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to tend to that. So basically, I was like, "Oh, okay, she's not retired. Oh, okay, cool. So I can
Yeah.
still use her."
I mean, even then, when they when I saw it was like semi-retired, like, oh, she's probably going to become somewhat part-time, which
Yeah,
makes sense. Like, she's like in her mid-40s now, so it's like she's got other things in her
well,
life.
in her words, she's like on top of her game right now.
Yeah,
So
and
she,
fair she is. She's still
yeah,
really
so she can't
good.
not fight. It's just that things came up.
Stuff happened. Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's good though. So she's still around.
So I was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna put her in my main event, absolutely.
yeah,
But then again, a cage match,
between
Kairi
her and
Sane.
Kairi Sane would be,
that'd be
so
so good.
emotionally charged. So
Yeah.
emotionally charged. And the funny thing is, after what happened with Asuka and Io Sky, Kari would come into this as the heel,
Yeah,
which would be the real sort of shock that. And I think the only thing I'd say out of like all the matches, like going through the ones I had, so Undisputed Championship match, any 3 of them could win, and I think everyone would be
absolutely,
happy. Trick Williams versus Danhausen. Realistically, Trick is retaining. Be funny if Danhausen won, but Trick would retain.
yeah,
The Women's World Championship match, whoever wins is fine. Mixed tag team match, honestly, whoever wins there is also kind of fine.
yeah.
And then what I had, was there one other match I had? No, and then there was the segment. But the only match where I was like, Kairi Sane and Asuka, Kairi would have to win,
Yeah,
because
fair.
it would make so much. It would be such a huge like payoff
Yeah,
to after everything, like how Asuka was treating her, then her leaving, and you could set up such a great story like with. Now all of a sudden Asuka is like, oh, I'm good again. You know, Io fixed me, and then Kairi being like, the hell, what? I leave and now you're not treating people like crap. Fine, and then just gets over, and you could have her go on to, and I would then heavily push Kairi to be a world
absolutely,
title contender because super, well maybe not super young, but young enough to like carry the business forward another 10 years.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
Yeah,
and you could send her straight into a feud with Io Sky as well, which would be great.
Yeah, I think that probably will do it. I think we got there in the end.
Yeah.
2 pretty good main events. Also, I just wanna. It's not gonna mean much, but I'm gonna throw out at the mention of Gavin and Jeff as well. Thanks for, being part of the show that created the format that kind of inspired this idea. And it's worth checking out their drafts as well because they are incredibly funny.
Yeah.
Um,
They don't know we exist, but we appreciate them.
Actually, Andrew does.
What?
Andrew knows I exist because we talked before on Patreon.
Have you told him about this?
No, I haven't. Probably should.
Get on.
No, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, they all seem like chill dudes.
yeah, they're so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next week, and we'll see you then. Bye bye.
Cheers.